How about that fight? How about that fight, eh? What do you reckon? What are your thoughts? It was at 5 in the morning over here. The All Blacks vs South Africa in the Rugby Union World Cup final was on at 2 o'clock. I stayed up for that. It was disappointing. I was watching the undercard. It was about 40 minutes until the first punch was thrown between Fury and Ngannou, and I fell asleep, so I missed the whole thing. And I woke up the next morning and I watched some highlights, and I purposely did not look at the result. And I saw the highlights being, 10 minutes long, and 5 minutes through we were still in the third round. So here I am thinking, oh shit, it's been stopped. Someone stopped someone else. And then I see Fury get knocked down. He's been down before. And he's been up before. And he got up this time, and he came back, and he, sort of bounced back from that really well. And ended up coming through with the split decision win. So Fury is still undefeated. Ngannou goes 0-1, but has, obviously gained a massive amount of respect, a massive amount of fans, new fans most probably. I've known Francis Ngannou from 2017 when he came into the UFC, the Predator with his corn braids. But now, 37 years of age, just built like an absolute tank, 265 pounds, ripped, 6'4". He's a predator, alright, and he went in search of his prey, and he got his prey. He got his prey down in the third round. Couldn't do it again. That round was a 10-8. What people need to realise is that if that knockdown did not happen, and I know that's a big if, but if the knockdown in round 3 did not happen, then that would have been 1 extra point to Fury on each of the scorecards. So one scorecard would have been a draw, would have been 95-95. The next would have been 97-93 instead of 96-93, and the other would have been 96-94 in favour of Fury. So it wouldn't have been a split decision, it would have been a majority decision? I don't even know. But it wouldn't have looked as bad. So that knockdown was just huge in the grand scheme of things. And it was huge in my viewership when I watched the highlights. It was it was a worrying sight, because I am just the biggest fan of Tyson Fury. He is the fucking man. The way that he came back into the ring after 3 years out. He goes and shakes up the world, wins the lineal heavyweight championship from Vladimir Klitschko, then took 3 years out of the ring, comes back, and he's just been on an absolute tear since then. Now, I'm going to say that he needs work if he is going to take on someone like Alexander Usyk, and it sounds as if his next fight is not going to be in December, most probably in something like February, and I think that is a good plan for Tyson Fury. Now, I must admit I am still under the weather. I feel like I'm slowly getting out of it. This is day 3/day 4 of being sick, but it is day 3 in a row of going down to Tiger Muay Thai and hitting a really intense 1-hour private Muay Thai session. And this is my 3rd one in a row, and I am fucking looking forward to it. I've woken up this morning with a sense of gratitude, and I wanted to bring that to the video, to the channel, prior to going down there, prior to just absolutely killing myself, basically. That's what it's about. So, what am I grateful for this morning? First and foremost, I am grateful to be sober from alcohol. I'll say that much. And with that comes a couple of other things, including, grateful for no anxiety around my decisions yesterday. I'm certainly grateful for being able to remember everything that I did yesterday. I'm grateful to be working through this sickness naturally, without halting it, or even making it worse through using alcohol. I've mentioned this before, and it's an interesting one. I feel like drinking, 15, 16 standard drinks every single day, I feel like that may actually blunt, sickness. I can't remember the last time I had a cold. I really can't. And the last time I quit alcohol, I got sick as well. And I remember thinking this exact thing. It's like when you're fucking just dousing yourself with poison, sickness doesn't really have any time to take action in your body. It's just you're always sick. You're always tired. And I feel like alcohol, as far as like a toxic substance, and you've got sickness, you've got alcohol, I feel like alcohol just completely wipes that out and becomes the major driving force in the body. That's how I feel. Alcohol's a strong substance with a lot of side effects. Very, very toxic. But at times, very, very fun, as we know. So I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful, I've woken up, it's at least, especially the last couple of days, yes, the shine has been taken off of the situation due to the way that I'm feeling, being under the weather. But I haven't felt as connected to this place as I have done in the last couple of days. It's taken a good couple of weeks of being here, getting my feet on the ground, getting used to the place again. Walking down the same street multiple times, saying hello to certain people multiple times, you start to recognize people, and you just start to feel part of a community, and that's what we want. That's what we want as humans. We want to be connected. And as far as addiction's concerned, connection is the opposite of addiction. So, I've woken up kind of euphoric this morning, knowing that I've got this Muay Thai session to go and smash. Knowing that my time here is coming to an end, but just having a real sense of gratitude, a real sense of pride in myself for not only tackling this issue of alcohol, getting back on the bandwagon solidly, but overcoming my fear, my immense fear, and finally getting down there and immersing myself into the world of Muay Thai, because that's what I came here for. Initially, that was my thought. That's why I booked this trip. But little did I know, I had so much more work to do prior to that even being a possibility. It's overcast at the moment. I'm grateful for that. Hopefully it stays for the next 45 minutes so I can walk down there without getting burnt to a crisp. But yeah, my second to last day, heading back to Australia. This is my final day of smoking weed. It's been an interesting journey, honestly. I feel like I turned against weed because I felt like it wasn't serving me anymore after such a long relationship with it. But having taken out alcohol once again, the negatives that were popping up around smoking weed, which was basically around anxiety, also around second guessing myself. The worst combination for me, was, okay, you're hungover from the night before drinking, you go and smoke some weed, which doesn't really make you feel good when you're hungover. Kind of makes you feel kind of jittery and nervous and just shit, uncomfortable. And then you go and scroll social media for hours on end, comparing yourself to other people, wishing you could be doing these things, wishing that and then you start looking into the past and regretting things, and it's just a really fucked up mindset. And I was blaming weed for that. but it's not. It's not. Weed is it's a psychedelic substance, and it has many uses. I don't know how long I'll take it out of my life for, but I do know that I don't need to as such, but I want to. I want a break. I want a tolerance break. I want to get my sleep patterns naturally in order. And I'm not going to lie, it's fun. It is fun at times. I mean, the times that I've had a smoke, and I've jumped on my scooter and I've just gone around the coast here on Phuket, around the coast, and you're just flying. This is like I thought to myself, I'm like, this is island life, right? This is island life. You know, glasses on, cruising along on your motorbike, having a joint. I mean, the life in Thailand at the moment is just, it's so good. It's so good. Everything's cheap, still relatively cheap. I mean, there are going to be some people out there that come to Thailand in 2023 and complain about certain prices. Get fucked. Seriously. Compare it to your own country, depending on where you come from, of course. I come from New Zealand, living in Australia at the moment. I can only imagine the same would be for people from the UK, from the US, other, you know, more developed, more expensive Asian countries. All of the European countries, anyone that comes here who uses the euro, the US dollar, you know, Australian dollar, whatever, every single thing here is going to be that much cheaper. You've just got to be comfortable with your surroundings and with the lifestyle, and with, you know, the roads, and, you know, because certain half the reason why things are so much more expensive in these other countries is because the taxes are so high, and the taxes are so high because the level of maintenance, infrastructure and all that type of thing is that much higher, you know, in quality. But I don't need that, and I don't think many humans actually need that. What they've got here is more than enough. You know, you've got tar-sealed roads. Yes, roadworks may take a little bit longer to complete, but they do get completed in the end, and it's all the other factors combined that just make this place amazing. I love Thailand. I will be back. I don't know when, but I will be back. And hopefully for just a little bit longer next time, which will allow me just that little bit longer to settle in, get that a little bit more comfortable. And what I will say is that I can only imagine how amazing it would feel to go down to Tiger Muay Thai, whip off your top, and be fucking shredded, be in, you know, amazing shape. Because it really wouldn't matter, even if you were, look, it wouldn't matter if you didn't know what the hell you were doing. To be in incredible shape. I've been there before. I'm not there right now, but I so badly want to get back there. And to be in incredible, lean, mean machine type shape. It's like a superpower. You feel just on top of the world. And to be in an environment like that, shredded, sweating your ass off, going hard, that thought is what is going to fuel me into the future. That thought. So in the meantime, whilst back in Australia, I have to get in a lean, mean, machine type of shape, which is going to happen. Let me tell you, it's going to happen. And then I'm going to come back here and I'm going to stand in front of the same trainer that I've had. I had him in 2020, I've had him in 2023, and I'm going to say somewhere, sometime in 2024, I will be back here in the best shape of my life, and I'm going to go down there and I'm going to say, do you want to have a training session? He'll say, yep. I'll turn up, I'll take my top off, and he's going to look at me and he's going to say, what the fuck happened to you? And I'll just say, Well, I don't really know what I'm going to say. Hasn't happened yet, but I can only assume. I'm just going to smile. I'm just going to laugh. I'll be like, this is my final form. This is it. This is what I was always meant to be. Because at the moment, I'm carrying about 10 kilograms extra fat, which is extra weight. And it's like, imagine this. I mean, go into the gym and pick up a 10 kilo plate. Doesn't look like much, but imagine dropping that from your weight. Imagine how much, like, you know, try jumping with a 10 kilo weight in your hand. It's hard. Drop it. You feel like you're on the moon. You know, that's how I need to feel. That's how I want to feel. 10 kilos. 10 weeks, possibly. I'd say more 12 weeks. 3 months. 3 months worth of consistently dieting, consistently training, and I will be at around about my peak weight in the past, which has been about 87 kg. Either way, guys, this video has gone on far too long. It is 9:07. I'm going to head down there a little early today, just to sit and watch, because that's actually quite enjoyable. And then at about 10 to 10, I will put my wraps on, which takes a little while because I'm still getting used to it. 10 to 10, 5 to 10, I'll start running around, bit of a warm up, get a bit of a sweat on. My trainer will turn up at 10, and then we'll be into it. So wish me luck. This may be the final shot. This may be the final shot we shoot here in Thailand. If my face looks extremely shiny, it's because it is. I've just coated myself in 50 plus sunscreen, almost ready to go out and explore for the final time. Training, Muay Thai, when you are completely unconditioned, in 31-degree heat, and when you can hardly breathe, is not a good idea. If I had another training session planned tomorrow, I'd cancel it because I do need a break, and I feel like training at that level is just pushing myself just a little bit too far, to be honest. And I would have expected my cardio to have improved over the last 3 days. It hasn't. It's pretty much stayed the same. And you know, I feel like I'm kind of hamstrung due to being sick at the moment. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. So, got through another session. Like I said, I'm explosive for the first few minutes, and then I just lose it. And I need I need a break. Like, I think the first round of the pads goes for about 5 minutes, feels like it, and then they just get shorter and shorter because I just can't do it. I need a break. Or I feel like I can't. I probably can. You know, those are some very definitive words. And as they say, there is no such word as can't. So every single time I come back here, I am just absolutely wrecked. Like, it's, oh God. And the sweating does not stop until your core temperature drops, you know, below a certain amount. So first thing I do is a cold shower. That's the only hope I've ever got of the sweating to stop. And then I lay on my bed. I'm not going to lie. And I probably stay there for about an hour. And it's an enjoyable hour because I just bring everything back down, you know, to rest. But yeah, it's tough, man. It's tough. Like, the way that I've done it, I've eaten prior to going to bed, using that energy as my fuel source for the session. But I think moving forward, you'd have to have at least something to eat. Probably get up a little bit earlier, and just without just relying on hydration and coffee to get you through, actually eat something. I don't know what you guys think. My session's at 10 in the morning. I've been getting up at like 8 and then working on that hydration process, and I don't know. I don't know. But if I was to make a real go of this and want my performance to be at the best of my ability, one, obviously not being sick, and two, just working out what is the best fuel timing system for my body, because everyone's different, right? Everyone's different. So it's bloody good. Like I said, I don't feel ideal, but that it's like every day's been a different stage, which is, you know, it's the way with any bug, any cold. And for this one in particular, I've just tried to train through it. So I was never going to let those sessions go. I paid for them. I wanted them all week. You know, it took me a couple of weeks to get the balls to go down there, and I finally did. So whether I was sick or not, I was definitely going to do it. Although that first day was a little dicey. But as soon as I got there, as soon as I started, you know, warming up, and you feed off the vibe. You really do. It's impossible not to. And so it doesn't matter how shit you're feeling or how anxious you're feeling. Well, anxiety is one thing, but as far as physically, even if you're feeling tired or whatever, you forget about it pretty quickly. Because you're not there to fuck around, you know. It's serious stuff. It's lethal stuff, and it's no joke. So if you step through those doors, and obviously there's time and place for joking and laughing, and yeah, everyone has fun. But when you step through those doors, in my opinion, it's like, right, I'm here for a reason. You know, I'm here to soak up as much of this incredible martial art and culture as possible. And I recommend everyone do it. So the rest of today looks like taking my scooter out for the last time, going for a good old drive in this, taking it out around the coast, have a look at the water, try and take it all in, bring it back, hand it back, come back here, pack my shit, eat some good food, get some good rest, smoke my last joint, go to bed, wake up, go to the airport, so on and so forth. That's the plan. I don't see any reason why it won't work out that way, but stranger things have happened. So, day 14 in the books, almost. Well, I wouldn't have felt that confident to say something like that at a time like 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I wouldn't have felt confident enough to say that a week ago, but today, there's absolutely no chance of me drinking. Not a fucking hope in hell. And that's a good way that's a good feeling. Really good feeling to have that kind of conviction over something that you just had absolutely none of a couple of weeks ago. It's fucking good. So yeah, just want to get over the sickness. I want to get back. 24 hours worth of travel, no sleep. I'm not going to be having any sleep. I'm not expecting to. And I'll make up for it Friday night when I arrive in Australia. See my kids again. It'll be good. A lot to look forward to, a lot to be grateful for, and yeah, that's all I've got.